Alright, heads, what's happening today? How is everyone? Excuse me. What we're going to talk about is what the very first thing for you was. Was it the music, like we're listening to right now? Was it the imagery? All the posters, all the cool looking shit that you had seen, you know, on record covers or on posters? Or was it the scene? Did you get dropped into the scene and not know it and be like, what the fuck is this? Like, so, for me, it started with the music because a friend of mine, George, was in my book tour head, came back from school with some records, Europe 72 being one of them, and we started listening to them, so it sort of started with the music. Now, I did see The Dead on TV on Saturday Night Live in, I think, 78, but the music was good. I was like, oh, it's not bad music, but it just wasn't firing. It just didn't get into my head because they didn't do anything on stage. They just fucking stood there. So, so that was kind of weird. But, and I wasn't feeling it quite then, but a little while later it got to me. Other people I know found an album or just loved the cover. My friend Scott, good friend of mine, he grooved on the album covers first, and that was his first thing. He thought that was the coolest. Was like the amazing artwork, whether it be, you know, Mouse Kelly or whoever was doing it. He was drawn into the skulls and all the cool stuff, and that's how he got into it. The music wasn't quite what he was into right away, but he grew to it later on. Now, other people I know have come right into the scene. A friend had an extra ticket. They knew nothing about the Grateful Dead or Dead and Company or whatever incarnation you've seen, because, you know, clearly it's been a while since Grateful Dead have been around. But people who got thrown right into the scene and knew nothing about it, what an introduction that is, too, you know. So, my question is today, what was your introduction? What got you going on it? Like I said, was it the music? Was it the imagery? Was it the scene? Oh, and speaking of the scene, I want to thank James at Always Hoot Studios. They make all these cool stickers that I got displayed, and they make these really cool Terrapin Thrasher shirts and a whole bunch of other cool shit. And they're at alwayshoot.com, or alwayshootstudios.com, sorry. That's alwayshootstudios.com. And they hooked me up, and they're going to be doing some cool stuff down the road, so check them out, because they got other really rad stuff that you would like, and it's different too. Imagery. That drew me in big time. That made me start experimenting with all the other albums that the Dead had, in addition to Europe 72, which was pretty much the first one I had. When I started buying records, the first one I bought was the Skeletons from the Closet Greatest Hits one. Cool imagery, fucking cool looking cover. You know, it just depended on where you came from. The music started first. I started grooving on it. I was like, wow, this is cool. Along with Zappa and other stuff. But for me, the music came first. Other people, the imagery came first. Other people, the scene came first. The imagery came second for me, and then when I finally got to go to a Dead show, that's when the scene really hit me. At first, when I was first listening to the music, like, the scene, I was unaware that there was this crazy following that went everywhere. I didn't know, you know? I knew there was Deadheads, but I didn't know it was like that. Then when people started camping out, waiting for tickets back in the day at Ticketmaster, and like for days, I was like, okay, now I get it. There's a following too. But my progression was the music, then the imagery, then the scene. What about you? Tell me what you had and what you did. I love this topic. It's super fun for me to get going on it. So yeah, way into it. Remember, get some Jerry, do your thing. You got Jerry in your town, burn a little bit of it up. And leave me some comments. Tell me where your scene came from. You know, what really got you into it. Older brother, older sister, cousin, somebody in your dorm room, you know, or just the kids that you hung out with like me. You know, it was just the rowdy kids we were hanging out with, just doing our thing when we were young and, you know, coming up and learning how to be teenagers, I guess. Cheers. Yeah. Alright. Tell me what you think. What your start was. Give me your thoughts, a little bit of opinions. burn a bowl. Listen to this great, I think it's 5778 RPI. Love this. Fucking one of my favorite shows ever. And 1978 was the year that I first got onto the deck, started figuring it out, started hearing it for what it was, and then seeing it for what it was. Alright, this is my favorite other one. We're gonna let it open with this, and then I'm gonna cut out of here because I've been talking for a while. Alright, let me know. What's up? Thanks, Ed. Alright, wait for this one. Here, I'll even come back in and take another quick hit, because this one's too good. Remember, 5778 RPI. Listen to this. Come on, Phil. Here we go. Put this tape on. Re-listen, 5778. Go listen to this.